welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. And today we are looking at one of the best games ever, Formula 1 All-Stars on Xbox 360. Now, this was a kart racing game in the vein of Mario Kart, but it had a Formula 1 aesthetic, and that makes it quite interesting. As you can see, there's a selection of tracks. I mean, it's not all of them, but you have 11. So this is very, very cartoony in look, which probably works in its favour. This wouldn't look right with, real people. But it's got all your favourite drivers from 2012. And Michael Schumacher and Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes, which is weird now looking back. But it's got Roman Grosjean and Kamui Kobayashi. So, wait, who the hell's Josh Merritt? Oh, you got some generic drivers, if that's your sort of thing. Why would you ever choose those? But you have everyone else on the grid anyway. Bruno, Senna, Powder. Oh my god, Maldonado's on the grid. Everyone, hold on to your seatbelts. We'll go with my favourite driver ever, Kamui Kobayashi. So as you can see, the look of this game is okay, actually. It looks pretty cool. But obviously the comparisons to be drawn are with Mario Kart, and on that front it's not quite as fun to play. It has a lot of elements it shoehorns in from Formula 1, but none of them really work very well. As it is, on its own, it's just another kart racing game, of which there are thousands to choose from. But this one in particular is very, very weird. The controls just don't feel right. They're very, very floaty, and it's just not as satisfying to play as Mario Kart, or many other kart racing games. And it doesn't really have too many things that make it unique. You would have to be a Formula 1 fan to want to play this, and the crossover between Formula 1 fans and sort of child-friendly kart racing game fans is probably not massive. That being said, it has its quirks, and it's probably a pretty good game to play at a party, to be honest. Although I don't know how much enjoyment you'll get out of it with only 11 tracks and 20 odd drivers to choose from. Although I think that's actually a bigger selection than Mario Kart normally has, in terms of drivers at least. Now the power-ups in this game, they're all bubbles. I don't know why they're all bubbles, but it does mean that you'll pretty much see the same thing every time you get hit by one. And you will get hit by them a lot. They do the sort of things you expect. You have the bubbles, which are your basic red shell, green shell, which is you have the red bubble that follows you around, and you have bubbles that ricochet off the walls, and ones that just shoot straight at you. You have ones that do like a pulse, and you have the old the chain chomp, where it drags you from the back of the field to the front. But in this game, it just teleports you, which is kind of lame. But they are all bubbles. I don't know who chose bubbles. I have no problem with bubbles, but they are just bubbles. You also have balloons that if you hit, they shoot off confetti to block your view a little bit. It's mildly annoying, but it's actually not that bad. It's not anything on the squid thing in Mario Kart. Another interesting aspect of this game is your car falls apart, and you can go into the pit lane to get it fixed, which is a slightly different route around the track. But as you can see, the car gets repaired, and you go back out on the track. It adds another aspect to it, I suppose. But when the races are only 2-3 laps long, it's not anything you're really going to pay much attention to. The most annoying power-up by far is the safety car. This basically completely destroys the flow of the game, but it does allow everyone to close back up, as a safety car in Motorsport would. But the thing with this one is, you sometimes get like 3 or 4 of them a race. And I said the races aren't that long, but it completely destroys the flow when you're constantly being slowed down by a safety car. Now this game was developed by Codemasters, who do the actual licensed Formula 1 game every year. And it's an interesting effort to do something different with it. And honestly, if this was a mini game attached to Formula 1 2020, it would actually be really, really cool. And with friends, it is a fun game to play. It's just, as a standalone game, it just doesn't have enough going for it. There's no like fun battle mini games or anything. It's just, you've got 11 tracks. There's a lot of championships you can go through, but once you've played it, you've played it. This is really it. There's time trials as well, but after that, you've pretty much done everything. There was DLC released for the game. I never brought it, but as far as I know, it's just more tracks and stuff. It has fun animations. You'll see before races and the podium after races. They do these cool, weird animations like this, which I don't know why they did it, but it's there. It makes it mildly interesting, I suppose. So we're going for a race with my favourite driver, Romain Grosjean. Oh, it has slipstreaming as well, by the way, which you don't actually have to be following the car in front, and it's way, way overpowered, but that's something from Formula 1. I mean, Mario Kart did it as well, but it's there. Now this is the Kurz. So you drive in this blue line, you get a boost at the end of it. It's like, it fills up like Kurz does. This is the wrong way around the tunnel. And you have the hairpins like Monaco and Co. Honestly, the most interesting thing about it is the tracks. They are quirky and they have elements from the countries they're in. And it is kind of cool to see the tracks in this way. It's just not enough to really keep your interest. I don't really know what more they could have done with it. It definitely needs more game modes to keep interest going, especially if you play it by yourself. But I think this game was designed to be played with people. And there you go, we've got another safety car now. And we actually get a look at it as well, there you go. That's what the safety car looks like. And it does bunch everyone back up, which probably makes the racing more interesting. But I think there's probably a reason they never did this in Mario Kart. It's just a weird choice with the bubbles. Like, can't you just have like proper power-ups? Surely that would make more sense. I think it says a lot that they never ever made this game again. There's no sequels, no re-attempts to repackage it. This is it. They released it in 2012, did a little bit of DLC for it, and then forgot it ever existed, along with everyone who actually brought the game. You don't really remember many power ramps in the Monaco Grand Prix, but there you go. We seem to be doing okay. We're in second place. Oh look, and another safety car. That should help. Ruby power. I think she's related to raw power. So look, we overtaken behind the safety car. Now the safety car disappeared. We can run free. We might actually win this race. It does the same thing with Mario Kart with the power-ups, where if you're in the lead you'll get probably more that you can shoot behind you, whereas if you're at the back you'll get more that will bring you towards the front. So it does have balance and stuff, pretty much on the same level as Mario Kart. It's just nothing special about it. And when you think every franchise has a karting game, I mean there's a Nickelodeon karting game on PlayStation 4. There's just so many of them to choose from. It's just a weird choice to make a Formula 1 karting game. Despite the fact that it actually probably seems like a natural fit. This actually might be the only time Romain Grosjean ever wins a race. Back in the old Lotus days. There really isn't much more to say about it. As I said, the best part of this game is the tracks. This is Abu Dhabi. We got the Ferris wheel and stuff, and it's very bright. Wait, no, this is Singapore. This is a night race like Singapore, so that's pretty cool. compared to the main Formula 1 games that get released every year, I mean, they have a lot more depth to them, obviously, being simulation races, rather than a kart game. And I think maybe if I played this more online, I'd probably have liked it more. But it's never going to hold your interest long enough. But I would like to see them try it again on PS5. Why not? I mean, you release the same game every year. Why not try something different? I'm sure people would buy it. As I said, if this was released as a mini-game on the actual Formula 1 2020 game, this would actually be really cool. There you go, we finished in the pit lane. Now, as I said, there are championships, or a career mode as it's called. The thing is, because there's only 11 tracks and there's like 20-30 championships, you're going to play the same tracks over and over and over again. And as cool as they are, you're going to get tired of them. You can't even play them in reverse. So there you go, we won in Singapore, so now we're going on to the second race. And as you can see, I'm in 6th. So I'm going to lose this championship, which means I'd have to play it again. But apparently my career is a go. But the thing is, I don't want to play this championship again. It's boring. Oh, I've unlocked something? Royal? But the podium animation is really, really cool. They do a little dance. Also, Nico Hulkenberg's on the podium. You never see that in real life. Yeah. So in conclusion, I don't hate this game. I don't think it's particularly good, but I admire it for trying to do something special and different with a license that's, you know, been around forever, and you've kind of done everything with it. The Formula 1 games nowadays are massive and incredibly impressive to look at and play, but you never really get anything like this anymore. I don't think you'll ever see anything like this ever again. It's quirky. That's really the nicest thing I can say about it is it's quirky. And that's not a bad thing. It just has a lot of issues. I mean, I wish the power-ups weren't bubbles for a start. But the track layouts are cool. There's some good imagery. It's fairly fun to play with friends. It's not great on your own. But I'm sure if you could get 3 or 4 people drunk and handing a controller around, they'll enjoy it. Especially if they're motor racing fans. So, you know, as a present for someone who likes Formula 1, this might be worth it. They've never played anything like it, so... Except they've probably played Mario Kart, and then you'll probably just want to get that out at parties instead. I think that's probably the problem with most karting games. They tend to get compared to Mario Kart, and never really favourably. This was never going to get favourable comparisons. Well, in what other game can you shoot bubbles at Nico Hulkenberg? I admire them for trying to cram in a lot of Formula 1 stuff as well, like KERS and DRS and pit lanes. And it was a noble attempt, but in the end it was always bound to fail. And if you can't win as Lewis Hamilton, then obviously the game is completely broken, because Lewis Hamilton always wins. Although it is weird seeing him in a McLaren again. It kind of brings me back to nicer days when he didn't win all the time. It's weird it comes up with like the rally track layout, like, you know, in rally games when they tell you which way to go. It has those arrows sometimes on top of the screen. Tell you what the corner's like, I suppose, but you don't really need to know that sort of thing in this game. You will rarely touch the brake pedal unless you're going around like hairpins and stuff. Everything else you can pretty much make rounds by holding onto the accelerator and bouncing off the walls. So, let me know in the comments down below. Did you buy this game? Did you find it impressive? Did you play it with friends? Did you have fun with it? It's really down to personal experience. In my view, it's quirky. It's kind of fun for a little while. It just lacked a little bit of depth, and it's just not as well put together as Mario Kart. But if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. That's all that matters. So let me know down in the comments below. I will leave you with Lewis Hamilton taking yet another victory. And thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and keep checking back for a new video every day this week and more content in the future. Thank you for watching and have a good one.